Mystery of the Apollo 11 alleged UFO encounter on the moon in 1969, NASA joined the UFO investigation. So why is that? NASA joined the UFO investigation 2022, the year which is said to be the year of UFOs, as the UFO hearings have established a significantly new path to look into the unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, what we call UFOs. Additionally, the Daily Mail source added that there have been several incidents involving UAPs and NASA missions. NASA has a history of astronauts and employees who publicly accepted the existence of UFOs and alien life. Buzz Aldrin, Edgar Mitchell, Story Musgrave, British cosmonaut Helen Sharman, Russian cosmonaut Vladimir Kovalyonok, and Viktor Afanasyev, etc., have made shocking encounters. The article explained that what caused Edgar Mitchell to believe in ET after returning from the moon. Former NASA astronaut said that he had experienced an epiphany that changed his thoughts about the origin of life on Earth and accused the government of hiding the truth. In 2004, he claimed that the US government was covering up the truth, including the study of alien bodies, commenting, "A few insiders know the truth and are studying the bodies that have been discovered." UFO cover-up by Timothy Good. In 1987, British UFO researcher Timothy Good wrote a book entitled Above Top Secret, The Worldwide UFO Cover-Up, in which he stated that Neil Armstrong saw other spacecraft. It has been the most bizarre claim ever made. Is there any truth to Mr. Good's book, though? Timothy Good was once called Britain's leading UFO researcher by British weekly newspaper Observer. After presenting his book, he was involved in the initial publication of the purported Majestic 12 documents. And later, according to skeptic Phil Klass, Good questioned the authenticity of at least some of the documents. In 2007, the CIA cited Above Top Secret as one of the sources contributing to the idea that CIA has secretly concealed its research into UFOs. Besides, in May of 2019, Tom DeLonge of Blink 182 credited Good's book with opening his eyes into UFOs, leading to DeLonge's development of To the Stars Academy. Fortunately, the myth of 70 years that UFOs do not exist has ended. Mr. Good clarified in his book Above Top Secret that UFOs do exist and that governments of the world have been hiding evidence of this fact. His study is worth examining the facsimile copies of confidential and secret documents from the US, Canada, and Europe, as well as the controversial MJ-12 documents. Did Neil Armstrong find aliens on the moon? According to Mr. Good, a former female MI6 agent told him that Neil Armstrong suggested to her that there were other spacecraft on the moon when Apollo 11 landed in 1969. In his book Above Top Secret, Good wrote that there are certain people whose identities are still questionable who claim that Armstrong did in fact encounter UFOs on the moon. Otto Binder, Maurice Chatelain, and Dr. Vladimir Azaza are some names Mr. Good mentioned in his book who had worked for NASA during Apollo 11. According to Mr. Good, they all have claimed that some radio hams received a message from NASA in which Armstrong said that he had seen other spacecraft. Binder's statement in Mr. Good's book, "These babies are huge, sir, enormous. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. I'm telling you that there are other spacecraft out there lined up on the far side of the crater edge. They're on the moon watching us." Unfortunately, there's no information about Binder in NASA archives, but there's a great article that discusses what it took to overhear the Apollo mission directly, including a temporary article about it. Bassinger's wife and daughter watched the Apollo 11 landing on TV while Bassinger and Rutherford listened via Bassinger's equipment. The signal on the home-built equipment came through approximately 5 to 10 seconds earlier than the signal on TV. Bassinger figures NASA or the TV networks I assume it was probably CBS, putting a delay in case they needed to edit out anything embarrassing. The signal the lunar eavesdropping equipment picked up was noisy, but Bassinger says you could hear what was going on. Bassinger made tapes of the transmissions, which he still has. In September 2009, he transferred salvageable sections of the tapes to MP3 format for his project, and you can hear them for yourself in the links below. I asked Bassinger whether he found anything that NASA edited out, comments about things going wrong, the astronauts being loose with their language, or exclamations about meeting aliens. He said no, absolutely everything was transmitted to the public on TV. In fact, he said that was kind of disappointing. Part of the idea of this project was to hear the unedited real story, and it turned out there was nothing edited out. Indeed, Rutherford's story makes no mention of hearing anything unusual. And this is on Tanscale 24. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.